Well, and welcome to the Go Spurs Go Memes podcast, number 18, live but recorded from the Go Spurs Go Memes Network studios. I'm your host, Ray, joined by the full cast this morning, Buddy, Frank, Sean, and Jack. Gentlemen, how are we doing this lovely, freezing, wet Sunday morning?
Oh, it is another day in paradise that got cold and rainy.
I know. Sean, how are you, my friend?
Doing great, Ray. I had Christmas with my family. And there was no fights. That's always nice. And it's cold, so yay, Christmas.
Yay, Christmas. I can't believe it was like 80 degrees Christmas Day, Christmas Eve. It was just freaking disgustingly hot.
We had the AC on.
Man, I had to turn it on, too, because it was just freaking gross. Yesterday was pretty bad, too, and I mean, it's just crazy how flick of the switch, freaking cold, and it's rainy, and I think it's going to drop to the 20s this week, something crazy like that.
Yeah.
That's just, anyways. How was Christmas, gentlemen?
Excellent. I got this new knife.
They let you in
Okay,
the
don't get
building
close
with
to me with that, please.
Sean, Frank is going to have to remind you there are no weapons allowed at the Go Spurs Go Memes Network studios.
Oh, there really isn't any weapons? Oh, man.
Hey, that's a really nice knife.
Hey, we have guests. I'm ready just in case. We don't vet these guys.
This is how Go Spurs Go Memes vet people. Sean brings his knife.
If you survive the knife test, then you can get on the
You're good.
mic.
Buddy, how was your Christmas, my friend?
It was very good, very uneventful. Everybody got what they wanted. Everybody was happy. It was very calm, so that was a good thing. And I was off from work, which is the best thing.
That's the best thing right there. You never get a break. You're usually working all the time.
Yeah,
so.
that's the story of my life.
Yeah, exactly. Jack, how was your Christmas, man?
Netflix galore.
Awesome.
I watched so many series, it's not even funny.
What'd you watch?
Peaky Blinders is good.
I just started that last night.
What is that? Okay, I saw you mention
Yeah.
Peaky Blinders. I don't know what in the world it is.
It's kind of turn of the century British.
Downton Abbey?
No.
Like gangster kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
it's
like a
like
gangster family.
Sopranos-esque. Like not in anywhere near the Italian, but like an Irish mafia, early 1900s, turn of the century.
Boardwalk Empire, like that?
With a mix of all my
Yeah,
children.
but a little earlier in the time frame.
Yeah.
Like it's right after World War One.
Ooh,
Yeah,
very
it's
nice.
it's a cool period piece.
Pretty good.
I like it.
Pretty well done.
It's not slow. Like it goes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I finished like House of Cards and
Oh, see, there's so many shows on Netflix I need to
caught
start
up on
watching, but I just have no
Homeland, which
time.
Homeland this year is
Better.
very good.
Yeah.
After season 2, I quit watching that. I couldn't. Too much.
Too much? You didn't like Homeland? No?
It was more. It turned into a romantic comedy almost instead of like a spy drama.
Oh yeah, it's gotten a lot better. Than
See,
that.
because
good.
Jack knows me pretty well when it comes to shows. Like, I'll get started on it, I'll be all excited about it, and then I just completely drop off. I flake out.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is. Even if I'm super excited about it, I'll completely flake out because I just don't have the time
We've
to
all
watch
seen
it.
Daredevil already?
Yeah.
I saw like
it a lot.
episode 1 or 2,
You
and
did?
then I was out.
Is
You
it
didn't
worth
like
it?
that one?
No, it's not that I didn't like it. I just didn't have the time for it. I was waiting for it to get like really cool and everything like that. So I, was in at least 2 episodes, and then I just didn't care.
That's a slow play. I watched the entire series of Jessica Jones. I didn't think that was.
That
Oh,
didn't seem
really?
interesting
I
to me,
haven't-
so I didn't want to
start
watch it.
watching that.
Watch it because some of my friends like it, but I didn't. Compared to Daredevil, I didn't think it was that good. And
Devil
then-
Dog.
Double dog.
Compared to the Coney Island Devil Dog, it really didn't hold up the mustard. But anyways, no, it's
Wow,
okay.
it's early.
You know what I do want to start listening to is the serial.
Yeah, I'm already watching.
Are you listening to that
I'm
already?
in the third episode right now.
That's what I want to start listening to. I don't know when the hell I'm going to have the time to do it, but I do want to listen to Serial, and it's on season 2 already, if I'm not mistaken, buddy. I've heard
about
nothing.
Goldberg doll.
See, I can't. Yeah, I need to listen to that. It's pretty freaking. It sounds pretty freaking awesome. And a shout out to some friends of ours that started listening to our podcast called the Nth Podcast. It's a nerd podcast. These guys just kind of stumbled upon
Intellectual,
on
right?
Twitter.
Intellectual.
No. They're freaking awesome. They're nerds. It's straight up like just
good.
great stuff. And I started listening to their podcast. Just some fun stuff right there. Check it out if you have a chance. Nth Podcasts are on iTunes, SoundCloud as well. I'm totally into that stuff. They do movie reviews. They do this whole thing about Jessica Jones as well. I'm not watching Jessica Jones, so I haven't heard those things, but the other things that they do are pretty damn freaking funny. So it appeals to me as a big nerd myself. So anyways, gentlemen, I think it is time to talk news.
Oh, good. The typewriter's working
It
today.
actually worked today.
I'm glad that wasn't a huge space there, so Frank can't add in random sounds like explosions, and that's a challenge right there. Look at Frank's face; he's already going to start adding stuff in.
You see, the fact that we talked, we just messed it all up.
I know it's true.
I got a short explosion I can use.
I can get those guys in post. Anyways, so Kawhi Leonard now has over 500 career steals. He has also passed Bruce Bowen for 13th in Spurs history. Since Tim Duncan's rookie season, 97-98, the Spurs have 44 different 6-game winning streaks. They also only have one 6-game losing streak in that time. The Chicago Bulls are open to trading Taj Gibson or Joakim Noah for a wing. Joakim Noah is actually out for 2 weeks with an injury. Washington Wizards have waived center Ryan Hollins in order to call up and sign Austin Spur Jarrell Eddy, which is a really good pickup because that kid, awesome sharpshooter out of Austin. I think he was shooting like 54% in three-point shots. So that's a big pickup for Washington. Sixers have traded 2 future draft picks to New Orleans in exchange for Pelicans guard Ish Smith. That's a good pickup for them as well. They also waived somebody.
And we won't see him anymore, so that's even better.
Yeah, very true, buddy. Spurs lead the NBA in defensive efficiency, I should say, 92.8 points a game. Only 3 teams in the last 20 seasons have a defensive efficiency below 93 points per 100 possessions. The 03-04 Spurs at 91.6, the 98-99 Spurs at 92.1, and the 03-04 Pistons at 92.5. And as we all know, 2 of those 3 teams did win NBA championships. Bucks coach Jason Kidd is out indefinitely following his hip surgery. Damian Lillard aggravated his plantar fasciitis. NBA attaches brand and players to a campaign against gun violence. So if you watch any basketball on Christmas Day, you did see the ads run everywhere. So I'm curious how that's going to turn out.
Did they get Gilbert Arenas?
No.
Because they should.
They should have, I know. But they were really good commercials, but I'm waiting for the response on that. They were very awkward.
The one where the lady was talking about her son got blown up.
And in the back of it, oh, man, I was just like, oh. But I mean,
and then they showed dogs that need to get adopted next. And you're like, oh, God, they're hitting me with all these terms.
I'm very curious to see how that turns out because I'm pretty sure the NRA is not happy about that. And I'm very curious to see if they'll actually make a response to that, but I haven't heard anything, so we'll see. Suns have suspended Markieff Morris for 2 games for throwing a towel at head coach Jeff Hornacek.
Now, I've seen the articles about it. I haven't seen the actual video. Is it bad?
I haven't seen the video. I just saw all the articles.
I saw the video. I mean, it didn't look like he was trying to like purposely hit him in the face, like something like a lampoon kind of thing.
Did it actually hit him in the face?
No, just say like hit him on the side or something like that. They made it seem like it was like this big thing. It wasn't really that big of a thing. But Markieff Morris hasn't been the happiest person of all time there.
He's not, but the stupid thing about it is that he's basically pissing people off and showing other teams that he's not a team player. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, really, there were some teams that were interested in him. I think Houston was one of them, which he probably belongs in Houston.
I was about to say, I was like, he could always go to Houston.
Exactly. And I think New Orleans was another team that was looking for him as well. But just his behavior and how he's treating his coaches and you know what he's saying into the media and stuff is just stupid.
And which crazy because like his whole like premise of being upset is because his brother got traded. Like that has nothing to do with him really.
Right.
It has nothing to do with his play. It's just because his brother got traded. And
I mean, he wanted to be traded. I think during the summer he wanted to be out of Phoenix, and that just never happened. So we'll see what happens with him there. Spurs have a positive 408 point differential through 30 games. That's the second largest point differential through 30 games in NBA history. Who's number one? The 71-72 Bucks. They were at a positive 435, which is absolutely nuts. So right now in the NBA, the top 5 in point differential, the Spurs are number 1 at 13.6 per game. Warriors are right behind them at 13.5, followed by the Thunder at 8.8, Cavs 6.3, and the Celtics 4.2. Top 5 in net rating, the Warriors are number 1 at a positive 15.2 per 100 points. Spurs are number 2 at 14.3, Thunder 9.7, Cavs 6.1, and the Heat are at 4.1. And then I just have a couple of more things. Blake Griffin was announced yesterday. He is out for a couple of weeks due to a partially torn quad. The Spurs fell to 4-6 on Christmas after losing 3 straight on the holiday. Multi-millionaire Jim Getz' wife, Alicia Getz, was caught red-handed making fun of LeBron James during Friday's game against the Cavaliers. Now, did you guys see that video?
No.
Okay, it's pretty freaking amazing. So
yes, I did
she was making the crybaby things, and LeBron looked at her and she just stopped. And my whole thing is,
keep going.
You're exactly. I'm
Own
like,
it.
why did you stop? Because if you were in San Antonio, you would have had the whole group doing that towards him. Signs up, everything. And I mean, I'm pretty sure Spurs fans would have been cussing at him and calling him all sorts of stuff. But I thought it was pretty funny that the lady just stopped and she just kind of looked like, oh crap, I got caught.
Isn't it amazing, like in this day and age, how like they catch people with things like that all the time? Like,
there's so many cameras everywhere.
It's like we'll talk about the Patino thing, for instance. Like that was a completely random moment.
It was.
He was walking way away, so like somebody just really like was paying attention to him.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Jack, you want to bring up that Patino thing real quick?
Well, he's come out and said that he didn't do it. Which,
yeah, he did say that.
It was more like a fist if you look at the video.
With the finger on it.
But
Maybe he stubbed it. And it
know,
was just
I
out
think,
anyways.
I was going like,
how much?
I got a sprain.
How much worse? So evidently he just flipped off probably his biggest rival, and because the comment that was made of supposedly why he flipped him off was that someone said 1-9 baby 1-9, which actually Louisville is 1-8 versus Kentucky.
He was correcting him. He goes, one less. one less.
there you go.
But Louisville's in trouble. Like, I mean, they're doing okay this year. We'll talk basketball, in the next couple weeks.
Woohoo.
But they're still getting over that whole sex for play
Oh,
I forgot about that whole thing there.
fiasco.
Very true.
So
Why would you not want to go there? I mean, you think about it. Coach is flicking off the other
that's the
team, sex for play. Guys, I don't know about you, but I'm signing up.
sounds like Louisville's my
it is
destination.
Kentucky. Like it is Louisville, Kentucky. It's
What else are you gonna do? What else are you gonna do in Louisville, Kentucky?
It's the junction.
I think Sean's gonna show up next week with a letter of intent and a red Louisville hat.
it's already been faxed.
Anyways, finally, Manu Ginobili's parents were victims of a home invasion in Argentina. Both of them are fine, but two people did wait for them to open up their garage door. They were stormed in. They threw Ginobili's mom down on a table, I think it was, and by that time the alarm went off. And so they were okay. The mom had a couple of injuries. The dad was fine, but they didn't get anything, and they got out of there. So that's kind of crazy that happened. But
Man, he seems to have like bad luck in general, because I think something happened to him like a couple years ago. Something, not to where there was an invasion or something like that. Something happened to him a couple.
there was a kidnapping.
plan.
That's what it was. Kidnapping plan.
I guess they target them maybe.
They don't mess around in South America. That's
Maybe
all
you
I'm
just
saying.
move out of Argentina. Call me crazy.
That would be the next thing I would.
It's home though. I mean, that's
Yeah.
like saying Sean move out of shirts.
I wasn't born there.
Well, it's true, but I mean,
where I was born, I got out of because that was scary.
Well, I mean, the other thing is too. I mean, if
hello,
you're getting,
Camelot.
the whole point of you getting money is to keep yourself safe in reality. So I mean, you would think that okay, look, home's great and everything like that, but come on. I mean, I'm getting kidnapping threats. Somebody breaks into my house and basically tries to kill me. I think it's time to move.
Yeah, I agree with you, buddy. Anyways, that's the news. We'll be back in a bit. And we're back, and it's time to talk Spurs. Gentlemen, we had a couple games this week. Last night, Spurs did defeat the Nuggets. Kind of want to talk about that. I was at the game last night. I think we have tons of defensive issues. I was just,
It's sort of weird that you say that we have tons of defensive issues, and even though you're right, this is what's hilarious, is that you're right about this. But we're on pace to be one of the best defensive teams
I know,
ever.
and that's
yet,
why I feel so stupid saying that. But it's true. Like
I was watching them, I was like, what the hell is going on?
Man, I mean, we gave up so many threes yesterday. Our transition D was pretty weak yesterday. Rebounds, we weren't doing really well on rebounds, and we built up a 20-point lead, and we let them come back
Twice, mind you.
Twice
They were
that.
up to 21 at once, and then they were 22 at once, and they got it down to 10. They got me worried. I was like, oh.
And I don't buy into the excuse that it's, well, Duncan and Ginobili weren't playing. That's BS because, as it is, they have limited minutes. They are not, the main focus of our offense or our defense right now. It's everyone else. And I just think it was a poor showing. We did win, and I think we won by 14 last night. I don't remember the score off the top of my head. But there were some issues there defensively.
I think that maybe part of it was fatigue, too. Like, I think Aldridge at times looked fatigued. And I don't know, like, last couple games, Aldridge has looked a little fatigued. I don't know what it is about him. And then you have Boban in there, who was fantastic, like usual. He was showing his great thing. But on a lot of times, he was getting, like, just punked at times. Like
he got punked a couple times.
Yeah,
he really did. And there were times, too, that, like, he should have gotten block shots.
Yeah.
He should have got
the rebound.
Exactly.
And I think that might have been part of it. What it was is that we depend a lot on our interior defense to be solid. You know what I mean? If you don't have Duncan playing, right, and then you don't have Aldridge, like, really playing 100%, or they didn't play him, like, a lot last night, right? You have Marjanovic being in there trying to be the defensive stalwart in the middle. And at times, he blocked several shots. I think he had 4 blocks in the game, I believe. But a couple times it's just like he just straight got blown by, or he just missed it, or he missed a rebound. And so I think that's part of what we were seeing as well. But then, like, some of them were playing out of their mind. Like, they had Will Barton playing out of his mind. He dunked a couple times, and I was just like, wow, really, Will Barton?
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed this too, buddy, but I think when Boban's out there, he's really afraid to get called for fouls because he's so big. So you kind of see him back off a little bit. He's not as aggressive as he could be because, I mean, the man is 7'4", 250 plus. if he moves too fast, he can throw somebody by accident off the court, and that's an offensive foul. And I mean, we saw that when he first started playing with the Spurs. He would get out there on the court, and right away those refs were just calling him offensive foul, defensive foul. It didn't matter what he was doing, they were calling him right away. And so I think you kind of see that he's very hesitant when he's on defense. But sometimes, I think he forgets, and that's kind of when it's good. He gets very aggressive up there, and he starts getting those rejections. He starts really fighting for those rebounds and stuff.
I want him to get better rebounding-wise. That's the one thing I really, really love to see him get better rebounding-wise. The fact that he had 4 blocks in the game, I mean, and he didn't play that much of the game, that's pretty good. I mean, 4 blocks in a game, most guys would would die to have a 4-block game.
Right.
But he should easily have over 7 rebounds a game. Easy.
Yeah, and then I think if you notice, I think what he's used to in the EuroLeague is he would grab the ball, everyone would kind of back off and go run the other way. Here in the NBA,
no, they don't
that doesn't fly. He has the ball in his hand, and everyone's swipey, and so you really see that when the games are going on, and I think that's why his rebound numbers aren't as high as they could be and should be.
I agree.
Just my thoughts.
I think it's really interesting. I didn't watch the game. I was watching football yesterday. It was great. It was a lot of good football. I think y'all are being really picky.
Well, yeah.
Which, I mean,
of course we are. We got to be, because what else are we going to talk about?
I mean, so here's the stat line from yesterday.
Okay.
Denver shot 44%, 38 of 86.
Average.
Only hit 5 threes, 5 of 18. So that's 22%, 27%. And they only shot 6 free throws.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
That's pretty good defense if I'm looking at
but if you watch the game, you would notice how those 5 3-pointers that they made and the shots that they got to shoot, they were wide open. There was no defense on them. And that's the thing is like...
So did they miss that many more that were open?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they did. They totally did.
Oh, yeah, they missed a lot.
They missed a lot. But the problem is that my concern in the grand scheme of things is that teams are getting too many opportunities to hit those threes.
Okay.
When we go up against a team like Golden State, if they have the opportunity to shoot 20 threes, they're probably going to make about 12 to 15 of those.
True.
Especially if they're uncontested. And that's what I saw last night, is that most of the times that the Nuggets were shooting threes, whether they were making them or not, is they were open looks.
And I think right now, even though the Spurs are leading the league in 3-point defense, right? Because they brought that stat up in the Houston game, right?
Yeah, they are.
You're still seeing a lot of the fact of where there's a lot of open threes, and we're just getting lucky a lot of times, which is what goes back to what he's saying. I mean,
right.
I swear that they had, like, Foy missed several open ones that I remember seeing, and I know Barton missed a couple, and he's not a great 3-point shooter.
No,
anyways.
not at all.
But I mean, they missed quite a bit of open ones, and that's the thing that you worry about, is that maybe they're just getting lucky at this point with the whole 3-point defense, and they're not going to get lucky with the Golden State 3-point defense.
No, they're not. And there's other teams that are really good 3-point shooting teams that if we play them and they start shooting lights out, we're going to be screwed. And that's going to kind of segue into the Houston game, because I want to start this off with saying, buddy, how many times did we use the F word watching this game?
I think it was a record for any of the games this year. We've had 6 losses already. I think that was the record.
Man, talk about just a frustrating night for the team, for the fans. We lost to the starting 5 from Waste Management. Like, the Houston team, they are not a good team, but man, that night, and it's a rivalry game. So their defense is on point. They played really well defense.
Yeah.
And every freaking shot that they were shooting, they were making.
They
like
shot everything that they were making.
They shot lights out.
I agree.
And we had a very, very, very poor night of shooting. Our defense wasn't the best. It was pretty good. I think it was the third quarter we held them to 12 points. So that was like, a very positive thing.
But I think that was more them not making shots at that point.
You're probably
think they were
right.
Getting the shots that they were. So so you're talking about us being, like, for instance, like being a little bit too picky here,
yeah,
right?
so let's focus on Jack now.
No, and this is a good point, because we all had this discussion during the night about, like, well, maybe we're being too picky about one game. It really just sort of, like, shows about the whole, like, picture of everything, right? So I'm going to give you a good example here, right? And we talked about this when the Pelicans beat us, right? Mm-hmm. We have this bad habit of letting bad players look really good against us.
We make them look like all-stars.
We'll give a good point. Who was the guy who looked great in this game who I thought was dead? Jason Terry. Jason Terry looked like a damn all-star in that game. Jason Terry, who hadn't made a 3 in about
Grandpa
2 years.
Terry.
And he made like 3 of them in the game.
Yeah, and
it was
I think he hit every single three that he went for. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
He was hitting everything. It was ridiculous. He was getting beat by. He was beating Simmons like ridiculously. I mean, he was making Simmons look really bad. They had to take him out at one point or another.
Simmons.
But Simmons is supposed to be better defensively.
Yeah, I think Simmons is a better defensive player, but you didn't see it that night. He just really got outplayed.
And then, so my point is that, and then so we translate into what we're talking about, right? Let's just say we take this same situation and we put it in the Golden State situation. They would have absolutely murdered us at that point if we had played the way we had played against the Rockets game. And that's the thing. We have to play other people's games in order for us to win games at this point, as opposed to letting them play our game. So that's what Golden State does not do. So we'll flip the story a little bit, right? Golden State played Cleveland, right? So Curry got hurt somewhere in that game, and he didn't really play very well in the game at all. And yet, even through all of that, they still found a way to win in the fourth quarter. And Curry still got 2 open layups somehow or another.
I blame that loss a lot more on Cleveland, because Cleveland.
They did shoot awfully in that game.
Cleveland played
that was their loss. That was their worst field goal percentage of the year. They were at 29% for the game.
Well, it was worse until they played the Blazers last night and only scored 6 and 9 points and got beaten.
Then they
blow out there.
That's true.
But I mean, what I'm saying is that you have. But in other words, they didn't change the conversation. It's like what I'm talking about is that the Spurs, in order for them to win consistently, they have to always change the conversation into how they're going to play their game the whole time. At this point, we even got scared to where we started doing the Hacka Howard and the Hacka Capella thing,
right?
Because we couldn't stop them.
Oh, but I think that's always been a Spurs go-to.
But we shouldn't have to resort to that. That's my point.
Okay, Jack, you are correct about that. That is a Spurs thing.
Yes.
The hack whoever.
Yeah.
Okay, that is a thing. But Buddy is also right in that we shouldn't have to rely on that because of our talent level and how good the Spurs are. We really should have won that game running away. And I think you kind of saw that in the previous times that we played Houston. We play a whole lot better than we played that night. I think that was one of the worst performances we've had about Houston. Normally, when we go to Houston and we play there, it's a very tight game. Yes, we lost by 4 points, but I really don't think it was that close.
It was tight until the last part of the fourth quarter. We were about the midpoint of the fourth quarter.
And you knew because Buddy, I think there was 5 minutes left, and you and I had already said it's done. We're not winning this game.
They hit I think there was Harden hit that crazy 3 in front of Duncan.
Exactly, and it was just okay, yeah, this is done. But I mean, if you look at the Spurs stats, they weren't too bad. Kawhi threw in 20 points, Aldridge 18, Duncan had 13. I was very surprised to see that West only had 1 basket.
Right.
I think the bench is where they lost the game.
I agree with you.
Houston's
Patty Mills
scored 41-26.
Yeah, Patty Mills didn't have any. He had a 3-pointer. That's about it.
And that's usually our thing. And then we were talking about Parker, for instance. Parker only had 2 points in this game. So
I mean,
shocker.
I've always said it, and I will continue to say it. The Spurs go the way of their guards. Parker and Mills were combined for, I think it was 2 of 12 for the entire night. The Spurs aren't going to win many games with those two playing very horribly because normally what you hope for is if Parker's having a bad night, Patty will come in and play even better and kind of make up for what Parker's not doing. Or Patty will have a bad game, but then Tony's just playing balls out,
Right.
And we just didn't have either of that for this game. But if you look at, like Jack just said, their bench killed us. You had Jones with 14, Jason Terry with 12, Lawson with 7. I mean, man, Ty Lawson is a trash player. And they made him look really good. Like, he was out there hustling on defense. He was passing, had rebounds. Yeah, it was just a really, really bad performance by the Spurs. But I'm telling you right now, when the Spurs plays Golden State, January 25th, Oracle Arena, if we open up that game 0 of 6, 0 of 7, it's over.
I agree.
It's over. We will not beat the Warriors.
We can't play behind to them.
No, we cannot.
We can get behind maybe 4 or 5 points on them, but if we're down 10, forget it.
It's done. If we open up with poor shooting, just not hitting anything.
How long did it take them to make a basket in that game? It was somewhere in the 5 or 6 minute mark or something like that.
It took a while. Because I think we were 0 of 8 before we finally scored something. Anyways, but yeah. I'm depressed now. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
Mind you, we've only lost 1 game in 3 weeks, I think. But still,
I think we've lost 2 games in December, and it was just a bad performance all around.
Forgive us, fans, for being so critical of what we is.
But I'm glad Jack brought that up and called us out on it because Jack does have a very good point. But I'm looking at the bigger picture here and thinking about
for the last 15 years.
Right.
Yes.
You've got a 50-win team, and
we're spoiled.
We're spoiled rotten. Oh, yeah, I'll admit it. Anyways, guys, that is the Spurs discussion. We'll be back in a bit.
You've tuned into the right place. Hey, this is Chuck Rowe, the internet host for the San Antonio Spurs. This is Go Spurs, Go Memes.
it's Clay with the Go Spurs Go memes. Spurs in the city. I'm your correspondent in the streets, and listen, the Spurs are on a hot streak. The home is being defended. They're defending it like it's the Alamo here in San Antonio. Hey, what's your name?
Clarissa.
That doesn't look, you don't look like Clarissa. Get back over here. Don't run away. Come here. Hey, are you a Spurs fan?
Yes.
You are. Who's your favorite Spur?
Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan. Okay, I've got some Tim Duncan trivia. Do you think you can answer some Tim Duncan trivia? Great. Okay, here we go. Tim Duncan. You know his legal name? What's Tim Duncan's actual name?
Timothy Duncan.
No.
No.
It's just Tim Duncan. That's his legal name. Okay, what number?
Thanks for tricking me. Thanks for tricking me.
I didn't trick you. You did it yourself. What number is Tim Duncan? The girl over here is waving 12 at you.
21.
21. How old are you?
I'm 20.
She's not 21. Anyway, where's Tim Duncan from?
San Antonio.
No, that's where he lives. Do you know where he's from?
Then no.
You don't. Do you know where he's from?
No idea.
Do anyone know where he's from?
I do.
Where's he from?
I just know where he's from.
Where is he from?
Patagonia.
Patagonia? I don't think that's. He's from the Virgin Islands. Yeah, he's from the Virgin. But yeah, that's not what you think it means. He's just from the Virgin Islands. Yeah. Now, Tim Duncan before what?
Dada.
Yeah, this is Dada. I'm in the middle of an interview. Now, before Tim Duncan got into basketball, do you know what he did?
He worked somewhere. Oh, he swam.
He did swim. He did swim. Now, did he competitively swim, or was he just looking for oysters?
Competitive oysters.
Competitive oysters, like oyster races?
Yes.
No, he competitively. Yeah, he was a big time swimmer. Do you know?
See, competitive.
Do you know why he got into basketball?
Because he liked it,
No, that's not the reason.
and he's tall.
Well, the height did help, but the pool was destroyed in a storm, so he had nowhere else to go. Do you know that?
No, I did not.
I don't know if that's true, but it sounds great.
All right. You sound great right now, Clay.
Thank you. So, hey, what's your name?
I'm Lewis.
Who's your favorite Spur?
I'm not a big fan of the Spurs.
Well, you can go straight to LA, Lewis. Just leave me alone. Now, as you all know, the Spurs are on a home winning streak. Right? Do you know that?
Yeah,
They beat Indiana.
but my favorite Spurs retired.
Who's your favorite Spur?
Bruce.
Bruce?
Yeah, Bowen.
Bruce Bowen, you remember what number he was?
12.
He was 12.
Neighbor.
He was your neighbor?
Yeah.
Did he defend his house as well as he defended the three-point line?
Well, it got TP'd, so I don't know.
You got Tony Parkered?
No, toilet paper.
Oh, I got toilet papered. He got toilet papered. So you live next door to Bruce Bowen?
Yeah.
Does he still live there?
No, he moved.
Does he still live in town?
Yes.
Do you all still send him like a bucket of popcorn at Christmas?
No, but I have his phone number. We're homies.
So we're gonna call Bruce Bowen next time I see you, and we're gonna chat with him.
We could.
Oh, well, that's
He has the
happening.
best bow ties in the business.
He does have the best bow ties in the business.
Yeah.
Now, so the home streak's happening, they're defending it. Have you ever defended something ferociously?
No.
Nothing at all.
No. Wait. Oh, vodka.
Oh, you defended a bottle of vodka before. Well, moving on from the Russian. Have you ever defended anything? You can't just say no and not say anything. Have you ever defended anything?
I'm not sure. I need time to think.
You don't have to think about anything you're defending.
I can't think of stuff right off the bat.
Have you ever defended something?
Apparently my drink.
You have defended. Man, there's a lot of alcoholics I'm interviewing tonight. Holy smokes. But you're 20. What are you doing with a bottle of vodka? I just thought of that. Get back over here.
Australia.
Oh.
Australia.
Oh, Australia. And the legal age is different there.
Right. It was 18.
Because they're down under.
So I was an old woman.
Do their toilets flush a different way?
They just go straight down. They don't
The water just evaporates.
rotate at all. It just goes straight
The
down.
water doesn't even rotate?
No.
So, like, it looks like the Titanic just submerging in there.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. So we have no defender. Have you ever defended anything?
World peace.
You defended world peace?
How?
Yeah? How have you defended world peace? Please tell me.
By drinking.
Oh my gosh. Have you ever defended something? I know you have defended something. What have you defended?
Everything.
You defended everything, especially your kids like a mama bear?
Definitely a mama bear.
Oh yeah, big mama bear. So you a big Spurs fan?
No.
Where are you from, though? Tell us where you're from.
I moved here from Oklahoma.
It's a terrible place.
It is.
It is a terrible place. Well, she's a Spurs fan now. Listen, Spurs fans, there's a lot of people here in San Antonio like to defend stuff. Apparently, I just didn't meet any of them tonight. For Spurs in the City, this is your correspondent in the street, Clay, signing off. Good night, and good luck, everybody. Hey, can I get a Go Spurs Go?
Go Spurs, go!
Go Spurs back!
What?
Go Spurs go! That's insane.
You know it in German?
No.
It's Das Spurs Go! Das Spurs Go! I don't know if that's true. Say it again in Spanish.
Go Spurs back!
Yeah.
I'm in condom.
I have no idea what he said. For Spurs in the City, this is Clay saying good night and Go Spurs Go. Va Spurs Va. What is happening here tonight?
You Don't Know Jack, brought to you by Jack the Intern. So Christmas Day is a great holiday, and for the last several years, the NBA has basically owned this holiday. They put up great marquee matchups that everyone wants to watch. They've got everything. You know, there were 5 games this past year. So I wanted to do a little research, maybe educate the masses on why people get to play on Christmas Day. Yes, it's usually the marquee teams. Yes, it's the big superstars because they want the ratings. So I looked since 2005, so the past 11 seasons, actually the Lakers are the only team that have played every year. Unfortunately for them, though, they're 3-8. Not a great record. Miami has actually played the next number of games. They've played 10 overall, but Miami's actually 9-1. Now, you do have LeBron for several years, but even since then, the Heat have done fairly well. Oklahoma City, and also back when they were the Seattle Sonics, they're actually 5-2, not bad. The Bulls also 4-2, and the Clippers are also 4-2. Where your Spurs are, actually not too good. In the last 11 years, Spurs have only won 1 Christmas game. They're 1-4. That one win was in 2008 in Phoenix. Also, you know, just a little holiday bundle of joy that I wanted to give y'all. Got some upcoming Spurs games. Tickets are still available. You know, if you go on Ticketmaster, it's kind of expensive. You know, $55, $60 for a game might not be in your budget. But, you know, thank you, StubHub. The game, December 30th against Phoenix, tickets start at $32. If you want to go see Houston on January 2nd, maybe get a little revenge from that Christmas Day game, pretty much you're going to be paying for it, $70 for a ticket. However, you wait 4 days, want to go see the Utah Jazz? I don't know why you would, but hey, it's a Spurs game. Tickets starting at $11. Not bad. You've also got the Knicks starting at $39. And then January 14th, LeBron and the Cleveland Cavaliers come to town. But you're going to be paying $85 at least for that ticket. And then we round out the next couple weeks with Dallas on the 17th. Again, pretty good. 39 days. And now you do know Jack, because Jack just told you so.
A Saturday night. And you know what that song means? It's time to talk football. We have bowl games going on. Some things have happened in the NFL. Gentlemen, where are we at? Jack, you want to start us off with college?
Oh, bowl games everywhere. Yeah, we've had, I think we've gone through 18 games so far. Just the highlights of what's already been played. Boise State defeated Northern Illinois this past week, 55-7.
Ouch.
The big stat that really stood out to me: total yards, Boise State 554, Northern Iowa 33.
Illinois.
33?
Yeah, sorry, Northern Illinois.
33 yards.
33.
The whole game?
Negative 5 yards rushing for the game.
Wow.
Wow, it sounds like the Philadelphia
So that would
Eagles.
be like 38.
No kidding.
Sounds like their special teams really let them down. Am I right?
Wow. A game that really made me sad yesterday, because I was the only one in our pool that had picked Indiana. Indiana lost 41-44 against Duke on a last-second field goal in overtime.
No.
That was a really good game, too.
Yeah, it was a great game. And I don't know if y'all have seen it, the Duke guy, when he kicked the field goal, or no, the Indiana guy to tie it up at half, or in overtime, kicking the field goal, it went over the post. They called it no good. The kicker swears that it was good. When you look at it, it's literally right over the post, and because it's right over the post, they cannot go back and review it.
Oh, epic
So
fail.
I don't understand that rule. I don't get it.
It's
Is
either
it at the
been
point
jokes
of review?
why not extend it higher or put a guy up there in the crow's nest?
With a little flag.
Yes, I think that'd be awesome.
It's good.
Very true. Let's see, other game yesterday, Washington State beat Miami.
Ooh,
good old Mike
Leach.
Way to go, Pirate.
They had more completions than they actually had rushing attempts. That's normal Mike Leach. Although I did see something I had never seen before. Mike Leach killing the clock at the end of the game.
Never
Actually,
ever has seen that.
Actually runs the kneel down play out of shotgun.
Right.
Which I don't understand why more teams don't do that, because you can run off more time if the other team still has timeouts or something else.
Yeah, that's true.
To me, that why not always do it in shotgun? Because you get a little extra protection for the quarterback too, just in case they do try to bull rush it.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point, Sean.
Fair enough. And then the last game I'll just hit on, Frank Beamer's last game.
That was a good game.
Crazy game. Virginia Tech looked like they were in control. They scored. Well, there was 45 points scored in the first quarter.
Ouch.
It was actually, I don't know what the score was, 45-31 at the half, making it the highest scoring game the highest scoring half in bowl game history.
Oh, wow.
And I think
Pretty cool.
Virginia Tech ended up hanging on. They won by like 3.
Wow.
It was
a
nice send-off for Beamer.
yeah.
Really
way to go.
great.
Way to go.
So,
Hokies.
of course, this week, that week between Christmas and New Year's is the big bowl week.
Dun, 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 dun.
After we get done with pro stuff today, Tuesday you've got North Carolina Baylor,
That's gonna be good.
That's going to be such a good game, I think.
LSU Texas Tech.
I think LSU is gonna beat them fairly handily.
It depends on
I
which
hope so.
LSU shows up, though.
That's true.
I think they're back on. Like what Les Miles is like. Hey guys, come on! It's not. My office still doesn't have a lock on it.
I like the Les Miles accent there.
I've been practicing.
Can that be a new thing, Sean? Can you just do Les Miles every week?
You know what? I'll actually watch him. I'll try to do his impersonation.
Special guest.
Special guest Les Miles. Hi.
So
Hey, I'm here.
Wednesday A&M plays Louisville.
Boo.
We'll see how that goes.
Sean's new alma mater, Louisville.
I'm going.
Thursday
I'll play tennis.
starts the New Year's or the Big Six.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Houston, Florida State, which they did announce yesterday. Everett Golson, the quarterback for Florida State, is not going to play for a personal reason. So
Yeah, because he sucks.
I think Houston has a
he's not
chance.
that great, is he?
Okay,
They
Notre
cut
Dame.
back on prostitutes.
And then you got
Jameis
OU,
Winston's
Clemson, and Michigan State, Bama to close out your New Year's Eve.
it's gonna be nice.
Friday, so New Year's Day, you've got Northwestern and Tennessee, Michigan, Florida, Notre Dame, Ohio State, which is the game that we kind of talked about yesterday.
The
last week.
Ohio State University.
It's just another one, and there's a ton of them up there.
It's like
He just,
Bowling
got,
Green.
he just got the look of death from Frank. He was about to go postal on you.
Stanford, Iowa, and then Oklahoma State, Ole Miss.
I'm interested to see how that game turns out. Oklahoma,
Very much
Yeah,
so.
and Ole
because
Miss.
both of those are not bad teams.
But it just depends on which team shows up.
yeah, which defense is going to show up?
Yeah, very good. Yes, good point, Sean.
And then Saturday, Arkansas, K-State, Penn State, Georgia. The Alamo Bowl is next Saturday. Tickets are still available.
How much, Jack? What are we
If
looking
you go through Ticketmaster,
Which we won't.
$95
Ugh.
for
Ugh.
sidelines.
Lower level?
No, up and up.
Ugh.
$60 for like end zone tickets. StubHub sidelines are like $50, $60.
Yeah.
Sideline or end zone tickets are like $45.
And of course, over here at the Go Spurs Go Meme Studios, we always want to make the offer that if anybody has room in their suite for, let me see how many of us are there, 5.
There's 5 of us.
We
Really,
will
it took you that
happily-
long to count how many there were of us.
It's a growing brood, Ray. It's a growing
He
brood.
didn't like Sesame Street.
It's true. He does only have 6 fingers.
But hey, good thing I didn't have to take my shoes off.
You could sponsor the whole podcast for
There we
you know.
go.
It's
a
true.
month.
Honestly,
Yes.
if you just bring us, we'll mention your name for the next year.
No, we really will. Like, we will name the
every-
studios after you. Like, if your name
every
is Bubba
podcast.
Hernandez and you want to buy us tickets to the game, it will be live from the Bubba Hernandez studios. And that offer is for anyone. If you want to give us a box of crackers, it doesn't really matter.
We wanna
We're
be in a
open to
box.
sponsorships.
True that.
Yeah, so let me ask you guys a question real quick about the football games. Because, okay, so you guys know that I'm not the greatest college football person.
True.
At this point.
What?
So, no, exactly. So, are we at the point where we can start making like any kind of prediction for the two games at least, for not the final game, but for at least the 2 national championship games? The semifinals.
We could.
Well, yeah, we could.
I mean, it doesn't.
I'm
Who's
curious
your
to know
pick?
what you guys think about this.
Okay,
I really
so-
don't know.
All right, so first you've got OU Clemson.
Clemson.
I'm actually thinking OU.
I think Clemson, but it's going to be closer than a lot of people think.
I
it's
agree with you 100%, Jack, but I do think Clemson pulls it out.
And the other one, I'm just going to say it. It's
Michigan State, Bama.
I think it's Bama.
I really want Michigan State to win, but Bama's on a roll right now. I think Bama is going to kill them.
I totally agree.
So we're predicting Clemson, Alabama, probably. That's what we're looking at
Yeah,
right now.
I'm picking Oklahoma.
But Ildo's picking Oklahoma.
You're picking Oklahoma, and
Bama.
Alabama.
And
Okay.
I'm thinking Bama overall.
I'm thinking Bama overall as well.
True that.
Yeah, I can go with that. All right, cool. That's what I was curious. I just wanted to see what you guys thought about that.
Yep.
All righty. And that's our college talk.
That's the college talk. Now it's time for the pros. Sean?
All right. Well, we got some teams that have already made the playoffs. We got the
Redskins.
The Redskins clinched. Who had the Redskins clinching the division in what?
You know,
September?
I got to give a shout out to Eddie Contreras. He is the co-host of Overtime Sports. He's a huge Redskin fan.
Mm-hmm.
He's been saying since the beginning that the Redskins were going to win the NFC East. So I
That's
think
like
he's the
Cowboys
only
fans
person
doing the same thing.
Yeah. But he was right. So I just got to give him props on that.
True.
Because
Fair
he
enough.
is in Cowboys country where everyone goes nuts and everyone's
true.
saying, "Oh, the Cowboys still got a chance. They're going to go to Super Bowl." Yeah, that didn't happen.
How
So-
great is it that the Redskins won that?
Oh, I think it's amazing.
and RG3 is like, well, yep, I guess I'm sitting here for another year.
Starting on the bench.
Now, the real question with them is, are they going to re-up with RG3 for next year?
No.
Or are they going to let him go? Or are they going to try to trade him?
I would think the smart thing is to try to trade him, but I don't really know if there's a market for him.
I don't think there is.
So I think they just let
Dallas?
him go. Nah.
Houston?
No.
No, I've heard that before.
I mean, if he goes to Texas or close to, it
Yeah.
wouldn't be bad. But I mean, the Redskins, they clinched. Congrats, Redskins. Better luck next year. The rest
Cowboys,
of the
Eagles,
trash fire
yeah.
that is the
NFC East.
We have the NFC North. We have the Green Bay Packers. They have clinched a playoff spot, but not the
Ooh.
division. The Minnesota Vikings are only a game behind.
Ooh.
The Minnesota Vikings are playing good, but earlier this year they were playing even better, but now they've kind of tapered off. Green Bay started off hotter than anything,
And then they
they've
cooled
just
off.
died on the table. Carolina Panthers are still undefeated.
Yes.
I believe they have clinched their division at
And
14
just
and 0.
to clarify, I don't really care for Carolina. I just like that they're undefeated and it pisses so many people off.
It's such a small market. It's like Jacksonville winning it all next year.
Yes.
And the best, and what I still think is one of the hardest divisions, Arizona Cardinals, 12-2. No one's talking about them. They're the Spurs of the NFL.
You've got a very good point, Sean. I was
And
hoping you were going to bring that up.
They're doing great. Still strong. They haven't had any huge injuries. A couple running backs getting dinged up, but nothing crazy. You have the Seahawks flying hard in. They've won 5 in a row, and they're 9-5. They were 4-5 five
Right.
games ago.
Everybody counted them out.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
no one was thinking about them.
And their counterparts over in the AFC would have to be the Kansas City Chiefs. They have won 8 in a row. They were 1-5, and they have won 8 straight.
Wow.
That is insane. Andy Reid is coaching up his team. I believe Kansas City's going to make the playoffs. Denver looks like they're going to be a lock for the playoffs as well. The Texans actually might make the playoffs.
How amazing would that be?
And they may have a winning record going into the playoffs, but we'll see. We will see.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves,
I
Sean.
know. Next we
Branded
have,
Whedon for the win.
oh God, who would have picked Whedon having a Texas team win?
Right?
Not the Cowboys because they got
Not
rid
the
of them.
Couldn't do it, Dallas.
Wasn't there some interesting stat about like where like he's like the only quarterback ever to like start for 2 Texas teams in the same season or something like that? They were talking about that on the
I don't know if start
believe
because he
it.
hasn't started for the
Well, he
Texans
started-
yet.
Well, he's going to start.
He's
He's starting
He's
today.
starting today.
Yeah,
Okay,
starting
they lost.
today.
Never mind.
All right.
Yeah, Hoyer's still out with concussion.
Forget that winning
All right,
record talk.
Well, we'll see. We have the Los Tigres de las Nortes.
Yes.
I believe I had that. They're still 11
think you
and 3.
butchered that.
And from what I've heard, Andy Dalton is looking like he's going to be able to make it back in the playoffs.
Woo.
Will his timing be upset? I say yes, a little bit. Bengals like to just completely disintegrate in the playoffs, much like any of Andy Reid's teams.
Los Tigres.
Los Tigres. Also in the division, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers playing very strong. They've won their last 3. They're looking even better. And, of course, we have the New England Patriots at 12 and 2. The Jets aren't that bad in the division. They're 9 and 5. They have also won 4 in a row.
Ooh.
So we got some good playoffs coming up. I actually, and I'll even make a prediction. I will say, is everybody ready?
No.
The Washington Redskins will win their first game. Doesn't matter who it's against.
Whoa.
They will make it to the next round.
Okay.
That's
Write that down. Sean's made a prediction.
I made.
Frank, you writing?
All right, I'll tell you, you're wrong in 3 weeks.
That's my way out there pick. That's the one crazy pick.
When do NFL playoffs start?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, wildcard games in 2 weeks. Which and I don't know. Of course, it wasn't on purpose, but really great scheduling these last 2 weeks of the year.
Having the division games at the end
Yeah.
for a lot of teams, it makes it interesting.
So I mean, you got the Cardinals, which today the Cardinals play the Packers. That should be a game. That's a 2 versus 3 seed. And then you've got the Seahawks. Cardinals get the Seahawks last game of the year,
Which is great.
and that's basically gonna. If both teams win this today, that's basically going to be for the division.
Oh, that's a game to go watch with lots of beers.
The Cardinals are up.
Oh, that's right.
3
They've already
games.
clinched the division.
Yeah.
But the Seahawks will need that to win
Wild card.
a wild card.
Yeah. Because right now you're looking at the Vikings and Seahawks winning the wild card.
Vikings play the Packers the last week.
That's gonna be a good
That's
game.
gonna be a
That could
good
actually
game.
implicate like who will get the who will win the division.
Yeah.
Very nice.
But
All right.
that is NFL, guys.
Thank you, Sean.
How about some great football? Boom.
Almost time, yes. Playoff times, bowls are going. Soon, it'll be time to start talking college basketball and be talking about the Go Spurs Go Memes bracket challenge that we will be doing very soon.
And celebrity bracket challenge.
In celebrity bracket challenge, we will have some celebrities doing some brackets for us, and we will announce that very, very soon. We will be back in a bit.
It's that time. Christmas time is here. Everybody knows there's not a better time of year. Hear that sleigh. Santa's on his way.
And now it's time for On the Fly. Today, the cast and crew will be talking about Christmas, since Christmas just passed. So we'll be doing the Go Spurs Go Memes Festivus of Grievances.
A Festivus for the rest of us.
And we'll also talk about best gifts, worst gifts, etc., etc. Sean, would you like to get us started?
I would. For the Festivus part, my biggest grievance right now is the lower level lack of people at the Spurs games. What's your problem?
And I'll tack on to that, too, because that really pisses me off. So I went to the game last night.
You did.
And when National Anthem started, that whole freaking arena was empty.
It's sad.
Like, it's really sad. But as the game goes on, it gets emptier and emptier. And that is, when these games are on TV, that is all that you see is gray seats.
Yeah, we've turned into the Miami Heat.
Yeah, but here's the thing too, Sean, is you and I we all kind of talked about this earlier, is that with the upgrades at the AT&T Center,
It's become too much fun.
it has become way too much fun. Everyone is more attracted to be in the lobby areas, in these brand new bars, these brand new upgraded suites. That's where everyone is. Everyone's there drinking, having a good time, having food, all sorts of, that sort of thing. No one's watching the freaking game in the seat because there are TVs everywhere now, and you can just kind of watch the games wherever you are. So it's just kind of like being at a really expensive sports bar.
I can watch the game at home.
Oh, yeah, it's very true.
But that's what they're having to do. Like my home experience with my 74-inch TV and my cold beer and everything like that, that's $5 cheaper.
No kidding.
Like I can do that at home.
case.
So if I come to the game, I've got to be able to do something more than just watch the game.
Right. Yeah, so...
No, I mean, and that's my biggest grievance right now, and that's Spurs related.
Continue.
Yeah, other grievances I have. A lack of diversity on TV since I'm not working right now. NCIS is great, but God, USA, pick something else to play. I mean, I got it. I got Dr. Who.
Diversity on
I mean, come on, I get that too. But anyways, let me talk about great Christmas gifts.
Well, hold on. Let's all do our grievances,
okay.
and then we'll come back to gifts if that's cool.
Okay, go.
Okay, Frank, would you like to do your grievance?
Frank, you're all about grievances. Is it about Buddy?
No.
He pointed to Buddy. I thought he was going to.
I was like, this is gonna be good.
It's one of those things that what you call it. It annoys me when it happens.
Yeah.
But if it's not there, I'm gonna miss the hell out of it. Okay. So much like family and Christmas and everything, we have this one particular relative who walks into the room, and he's the smartest guy in there. At least that's what he perceives. Every year, it's golden. He's going to give you some bit of information that's going to be fantastic. For example, he said one year, "Hey, did you know beer is really, really good for you? I'm going to tell you why. It contains Pedialyte. And you know how they give Pedialyte to babies?" And then he walks away. It's fantastic.
Wow.
Is he serious or is he just joking with everybody?
This year, no, he's totally serious. The man is not totally too bright. But other
Bring him
years,
in.
yeah, no, he couldn't find his way. He wouldn't get through security. But the other one too, and just like clockwork. I mean, every year it's like, all right, my Christmas is here. This year, he went and talked to another family relative and said, "Hey, so what are you doing? What are you doing this week?" And you're off. And he goes, "Oh, yeah, I'm off." "So what'd you do?" He goes, "Oh, I saw a couple movies." So he goes, "Oh, what'd you see?" "Well, The Hateful Eight." And he's like, "Oh, whoa, The Hateful Eight. Got to watch out for those movies. You know why?"
Where's he going with this?
He goes, "You got to watch out for those movies. You know why? Because they put these Satan images in there, and the devil can actually jump out and take you. And if you watch it in 3D, he can actually jump through the screen and get you."
This guy
And that's where you turn around and say, like, "You're wrong.
Exactly.
I'm the devil."
It's like it always gets you by surprise because you're like, "Oh, look, Christmas time. Oh, hell, oh, I love everything, baby Jesus, yay!" And everything's just
Krampus.
fantastic. So, and that's pretty much what it is, and it happens all the time too. He's basically Uncle Leo. So that's kind of my area of the grievance.
Hello, Uncle Leo.
That's pretty great. Jack, grievances.
Grievances. Vegas odd makers. We do this pick'em thing. I gamble on sports. I'll be honest. Yeah, I do. So, like I said before, we've had 18 bowl games. Of course, Vegas makes their line, and they want to make money. I get that. Mm-hmm. But they've covered 10 of those games. Or the winning team has covered 10 times. 3 games didn't cover, and Vegas has picked 5 losers.
Wow.
So between not covering and the losses, they're 10-8. That's what, 60%?
I'm glad you brought that up. That's interesting.
Like, that's kind of crazy.
They were actually really bad last year for college pick'ems. So I don't know. Maybe they're just playing luck.
But I think that's just college football. Like, you really never know.
And especially with bowl games, because the guys hadn't played for a year.
Yeah.
Or for what?
A month.
A month. Yeah.
And like another thing, the landscape of football, there's not like just a couple schools that are going to be super awesome. A lot of schools, even the mid majors, have caught up.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's very true.
Look at Boise State. Prime example. Who would have talked about Boise State 15 years ago? Nobody.
Yeah.
And I mean, Northern Illinois, North Dakota State. You got these small schools. Appalachian State. They beat Michigan in Michigan.
But honestly, I think that's kind of like sports in general when it comes to college athletics, because you're seeing the same thing in college basketball as well. And so you have these kids that are just, they're better athletes. Yeah. These schools are getting more funding, so they're spending more. They're making more money off of their athletic programs. And so, of course, they're going to be able to catch up to everyone. Sure, not everybody has the facilities of a Texas, of an A&M, of a Florida State, an Alabama. But they are getting there, and their teams are getting better and better, which, of course, is beneficial to us because we're getting better games. We're getting closer games. I mean, it's just, as a fan, exactly. Yeah. It's just so much more fun to watch.
I will say that if you do want to make a bet, that's your own thing.
Yeah,
some websites, charge you for this information. Us here at Go Spurs Go Memes, I'm going to give it to you for free. Of those 18 games, 13 have gone over the over/under.
Oh,
so 13 overs. So if you want to make a bet the over.
That makes sense. I mean, you have more time to practice offensive plays.
Yeah. And if you go,
and that's another grievance of mine, which I hate.
Jack.
Just because, for the last couple of years, A&M's actually made a bowl, which is nice. But I hate the fact that if you make a bowl, you get that extra, 2-3 weeks of practice. If you don't make a bowl, so these are the games, or these are the teams that are less than 5-6 wins.
Right.
Usually the worst of
Texas.
the teams. Right. But they don't get that extra time to practice.
No.
Like, they're the guys that need to practice. I don't understand. That's frustrating.
Very good call.
Actually, that's a good point, Jack.
That's a very good
I
point,
really
Jack.
like that.
Okay, buddy, your grievance.
Grievance.
Okay, well, my grievance is pretty simple. It's not sports related. I'm sorry.
That's
But-
fine. Go for it.
It's about parking.
No, actually. Actually, what made me mad was, okay, so everybody knows that I'm pretty big Star Wars fan at this point, right?
I haven't seen it, so please don't get
No.
too-
It's not
Okay.
it's not about the movie. I
Yep.
promise I won't do this to you.
I will see it this week.
Good.
Then we can talk.
I was really annoyed at the people who hated Star Wars and had to really make it a point to know that no. Look, I'm not gonna. Everybody, Frank's staring at. If you could see Frank staring at Ray right now, it'd be the most hilarious thing ever. But understand that Ray's not one of these people, though.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the people who went on Twitter or on Facebook to purposely say, "Well, I didn't see it because I didn't care," and had to seem like they were way over everybody because of the fact. There's nothing more that annoys me than self-righteousness over a stupid movie. You're so much above everybody in society.
Yes, you are 100% correct too. But if you notice, there are those groups of people for every single thing.
That is very good point.
It doesn't.
And I guess this is just a generality. Maybe.
Yeah. But it really is. I mean, there are just people that out there that like to rain on other people's parades, and makes them happy.
It's like when people make fun of the movie Tomorrowland. I mean, I thought it was a good movie, but
If you don't get that exactly, Buddy absolutely loved that movie Tomorrowland, and that was a piece of trash.
Oh, come on! It was not.
Buddy was the only person that
like this in the whole world that liked that movie.
Oh, that's funny.
Let's say I'm not going to be a movie critic. Okay, let's.
There you go.
Ray, grievance?
What is my grievance? So I think I can kind of tack on to everything that you guys kind of said. But first, I'll say that one, I am a curmudgeon.
We know.
So I don't. I'm usually not a very happy person. I usually find something wrong with everything. But for the Christmas holiday, what?
That's why we're friends.
That's why we're friends. That's true. So holidays, family time drives me absolutely insane.
Yes, it does.
Love my family, but I don't like spending time with them. Love my in-laws, love that side of the family, don't like spending time with them. And I also have a family member that likes to show up, that is the person that likes to start controversy at the dinner table.
Drama.
So we have an uncle in the family that purposely likes to come in, and he'll sit at the dinner table and he'll start bringing up things, especially political things. He's hardcore conservative, and so he loves to come in and just start things with people. And the last time, I believe, he brought up Black Lives Matter, and he was basically saying, no, they don't matter. And so he went into this whole thing about thugs and let them shoot themselves, yada, yada, yada. And so that's every holiday. Every holiday. It doesn't matter if it's that topic. This is exactly where he goes every time that he shows up. And so I've kind of trained myself just to shake hands, say hello, don't sit near him.
Eat the fudge,
don't
get the
talk.
hell out of
Yeah,
there.
exactly. Because I
Thanks for
just
my
can't.
gift.
I can't stand that stuff.
Oh, a Glenn Beck book, thanks.
Yeah, exactly. I just can't stand it. And I'd be the same way if he was extremely liberal,
Yeah.
and he sat down and started saying, guns are bad, yada, yada, yada. That would drive me insane as well. I just don't care to hear that when it's the holiday time. Let's see, what else? As on to Buddy's thing, I hated Star Wars: The Force Awakens. I did not like that film. I'll leave it at that, but I do have a grievances with it because I just realized that I do not like J.J. Abrams. But I am very happy that he is not directing Episode 8. It's Rian Johnson that's doing it, so I will look forward to Episode 8 because I am hoping for a better storyline because The Force Awakens was basically A New Hope Part 2. Next grievance, Spurs games.
Okay, we only
Wait,
okay.
shut up. It's my podcast. The next thing, Spurs games. One, I'm pissed about how expensive Spurs game tickets are now.
It's ridiculous.
It is absolutely ridiculous that a normal Spurs fan cannot just go and buy a $20 ticket, even if it's in the nosebleeds, take their family of four to go and enjoy a Spurs game. Mm-hmm. When you look on TV and there are people that are given tickets or can afford $400, $500, $800 tickets and do not have their butts in the chair when the Spurs are playing. There are thousands of people that would love the opportunity to be at the AT&T Center to watch those games, and they don't have the opportunity to do so. I do like that the Spurs have a deal with Alamo colleges where college students can get tickets for $10, but not all the time are those tickets
that's
available.
cool.
Yeah, they have a cool thing like
Time
that.
to go back to college,
There,
Jack.
there are also
Get some
times where the
reasonably priced
Spurs give the military, discounted tickets so that they can come.
True that.
Sometimes they get free tickets. That's an awesome thing.
It's usually
But-
way at the end of the year, and
Yes.
it's against a team that no one wants to see. And
Exactly.
that's what I hate.
But the thing
Take
too,
them to a nice
but it's an
game.
opportunity though, Sean.
Yeah,
I mean,
still.
so
I mean,
I
it's-
do have to give them props for that. But my issue is the people that go to Spurs games not to watch the game, but more for the social aspect of being popular to do selfies and do Instagram posts saying, I'm at the Spurs game, look how close I am to Tim Duncan. That's the stuff that drives me insane. Another thing that drives me insane is Rock and Brews at the AT&T Center. Now, when this thing was announced, I was one of the first people that was raving about this thing because I was so excited to actually go to this thing and to check it out. Okay, so basically all that Rock and Brews is 2 bars with a bunch of tables in the middle, and the beers are extremely overpriced, and they're blaring rock music. That's all that Rock and Brews
I don't
is.
know what you expected.
Yeah,
I was
Did you expect
expecting
Kiss to be there?
No. I was not expecting
Picasso's
Kiss
on
to
the
be there.
walls?
But there are art
Get
up on
outta
the ceiling. If you look up when you walk in, there's all this amazing artwork and stuff that's all rock related.
That's the overpriced
That's
beer.
kind of cool.
Exactly. But what I was expecting is what it was advertised as, because in other places this is exactly what it is. It's a sit-down restaurant with an amazing menu and all these craft beers. Bud Light, Coors Light, Miller Lite, Shiner Bock is not a craft beer to me.
No.
And that's what I saw when I was there yesterday.
Did they have food?
It looked like they had a small menu. I was expecting, like I said,
Hard rock.
sit down, a Hard Rock. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I was expecting because that's how it's advertised, and that's not what it is. So I was severely disappointed with that.
Were any of the waitresses named Beth?
There are no waitresses.
That sucks.
You have to go up. You have to go up to a bartender, and there's specific windows, I guess you could call it, or little bar that it's specific for ordering snacks. And the menu wasn't anything that I was just like, I need to get that. Yeah, no. Yeah, pretty much it's like, Paul Stanley corn dog. It's a corn dog dipped in
Stanley
barbecue
corn
sauce.
dog.
You know what I mean? Like,
With the tongue coming out of it.
Detroit Rock City fries, $25.99.
We got spaghetti. It's noodles and ketchup. Get it while it's hot.
Stirred with Jen Siemens' tongue. Anyway.
We call it the whisk.
Yes. Let's see, what else am I pissed off about? Because I can kind of keep going all day long.
What was your best gift, Ray? What was your best gift?
Here's the funny thing about me. Here's a funny thing about me is when it comes to gift giving, I don't really care for gifts. It's just not the type of person I am.
Yep.
So the way to my heart is cash. That's
cash
just
money, homie. I
it's
think that's the
straight
way to most
money.
people's heart.
Because I'm so fickle. I'm never am excited about things, and then usually if I am, I get over it really, really quickly. And so for me, it's just easier to get cash, and then I can just kind of do what I want at that point in time. Okay.
That's a good
Anyways, that's my grievance. I'm done. If not, I'll keep
We should
going.
just burn this holiday for you.
It really is. Anyways,
He should have just
let's
had
talk.
Hanukkah and that'd be done with
Let's
it.
talk about.
Let's talk about gifts.
Let's talk
please.
about gifts and stuff. Sean, what's the best or worst gift you've ever gotten?
Dreidel.
Sean would love a dreidel.
Actually,
to
I
be honest.
would. At the time, the worst gift I ever got was a science book when I was like 7, and it was a thick book. It was how to do science fair stuff, and one of my uncles gave it to me. And it's funny because that's probably the one gift I used the most throughout the rest of my life. Whenever I had to do any kind of science project or anything, I would always go to the book. It would have everything listed out, exactly what you needed. And I actually won something because of that book years later. But I remember at the time, I was like, yeah, this sucks. You got me a book? And, the other thing, my birthday is very close to Christmas. And growing up, I used to get a lot of combination gifts, which if you have a birthday close to Christmas, it sucks. So if you have a birthday close to Christmas, do what I did. Start buying people combination gifts, and it doesn't matter what day of the year their birthday is. And when they go, "What'd you get me for my birthday?" I was like, "Oh, I got you that combination gift at Christmas." And they go, "But my birthday's nowhere near." And I go, "Oh, so you like to celebrate your birthday, and it's something special to you?" Well, yeah. I was like, "Oh, that must be nice."
Why didn't you bring that up during grievances?
Huh?
Yeah, that is kind of a grievance.
You kind of threw me first. I wasn't ready for it. After you started going, I was like, I can complain too. One of the best gifts, I'm trying to remember one of the best gifts I ever had. My folks always knock it out of the park. This year they got me a annual pass to Texas Parks and Wildlife Parks.
Woo.
So I can go to any park. And my mom got me a bunch of stuff like a snake bite kick, a rape whistle, like all this stuff. It's for like no, because for people that know me, when I go hiking, I usually go by myself.
Sean likes to get raped, so that's why he needs the
in
whistle.
the woods. No, I like to go hiking. I usually go by myself. This new place I found west of my house, about 20 minutes. When I got there was 3 people there. When I left, I was the only person. So literally, it's a great gift because if something were to happen, I'm dead. Like.
But who's going to hear you whistle if you're by yourself?
Birds. I practice bird calls with it. But they got me that and a knife, which, knives
we just saw the knife. It was very, very lovely.
Frank got out of line. But other than that, those are my Christmas.
Okay, Jack, your turn. Gifts, good, bad.
The best gift I've ever received.
The gift of friendship.
Probably my first Nintendo. Like
That's
the
a
old
good
school.
gift.
That's a
old
legit.
school,
That's
like-
you see how we lit up with that as soon as Jack brought up a 8-bit Nintendo. We're like, whoa.
As far as worst gifts, I don't know.
Socks.
No, actually, and this is totally an opposite of grievances. The one thing I love more than anything in the world, well, one of the things, new socks. If I ever get rich, I will never wear a pair of socks twice. Ooh. Like the feel of like fresh socks is great.
It's quite funny because you're not wearing any socks today.
He's not wearing any shoes either.
Because I don't have any new. Yeah, I didn't get any socks for Christmas.
We'll learn to pay you sometime.
Those moccasins
Awesome.
are nice.
I like that, Jack. New socks. Very good. Frank. Hi.
That made me feel so good. No. Actually, usually when it comes to gifts, the best gifts that I've ever gotten is from my wife. And one of them, she gets some very, very. She gave me a drill, a Dremel drill, and because I do a lot of crafting, a lot of modeling stuff, compete and everything. But we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that some other time.
We'll talk about that during the competition season.
Exactly, February actually, guys. So the other thing too is one of the best gifts that I ever got was given to me by my sister, and I cherish it. Was actually a gig bag for my banjo, so I could take it anywhere and just take it out.
Damn
and
her
jam
for
out there
that.
like that. Yeah.
That's a cool gift. When you actually get something you don't expect that you really like,
That's true.
No matter what the gift is, it's just a great gift. Worst gift?
Worst gift. I think it was the one that you gave me, Sean. That little cactus.
Which one?
When we worked together, you gave me that little cactus. That we
I
had
did get the cactus.
That we
Yeah, I
had to
did get you
share.
the cactus.
Actually, that was a really cool gift, but we had to share it. That was the only thing.
Well, I had the bamboo and you had the cactus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that cactus died. Buddy?
Okay, well, let's see. The best gift. Okay, well, you see, Jack took my thunder, and I'd say the
socks?
No, not the socks. No, somebody mentioned the NES, right?
That was Jack. Jack
Yeah, you
brought
see,
that
when
up.
I was a kid, I got an NES, and
Good
that was,
stuff.
the gifts to me that are the most important are the ones that surprise me. And I'm really, really hard to surprise with gifts because nobody ever knows what to get me anything, right? My wife has the heck of a time trying to figure out what to get me because I usually get it before anybody can get it. So,
oh, look what came out today.
Look what I got for myself. That's usually the way it works, right? So, but I remember when I was a kid getting the NES, and I didn't expect my parents to get it, and they never surprised me, mind you. This is the only maybe 1 or 2 times in my lifetime that they've actually surprised me, and they actually got that. So that was the best gift. That along with it came with Mario 1, mind you. This is
and Duck Hunt.
And Duck Hunt.
Oh yes,
combo.
The worst gift,
combo breaker.
The worst gift I ever got. Of course, this just goes back to when you were a kid. I hated getting clothes when I was a kid. I really hated it.
I don't think there's any kid that likes getting
I know,
clothes.
right?
I want to
and
expand
mind you-
upon that because
Yes.
I used to get clothes at Christmas for other holidays coming up. I used to get an Easter sweater from
An
one
Easter
aunt.
dress, awesome.
Yeah. I wish it was a dress. Then I would have reason not to wear it at Easter.
Sort of like that bunny outfit in Christmas Story.
Oh,
Yes.
but you would get it and you look at it and they go, "Oh, great!" Yeah, and of course you would hear your parents go, "Oh, great! You have something to wear at Easter this year." And you're like, "I don't want to wear this crap at Easter."
I know. I didn't ever like getting clothes, and I didn't want to be a negative Nancy about it because you have to be thankful for the gifts that you get because some people
And we
don't get
are,
any gifts.
but it sucks.
But
Yeah.
getting clothes is just lame. So,
It really
You don't want
is.
clothes until you hit 13.
I never wanted clothes.
I don't think I ever wanted clothes. Yeah.
Yeah, I just put on whatever. I mean, I need clothes on, but
That's a
nobody
good
wants
shirt.
to see that monstrosity. But that's. What about you, Ray?
So as I mentioned, I don't like gifts. It's just not my style. Really don't like it. So The best gift that I get every single year is when my kids open up their gifts because my kids still believe in Santa Claus, and so that's kind of a big thing for me is that the kids have a blast during Christmas. They're surprised when they wake up Christmas morning. There's tons of gifts, so that's the biggest gift that I get. Worst gift, let me see. Got the clothes thing. Hated clothes. I'm trying to think what would be the worst gift. I don't think I have a worst gift because I don't care about gifts, and so it's just kind of like a flat line for me. It doesn't matter what I get. I'm just kind of like, nah.
Leave it up to you to be a curmudgeon about gifts.
No, it's true. And one thing, but here's one thing that I don't like, and maybe I should have done this at Grievences. I don't like opening gifts in front of people.
Yeah, because you can't be an honest reaction.
I can't have it honest because my honest reaction.
And Ray hates faking.
Yeah, it's very true. And even when I am excited about something like, oh, that's cool, whatever, I probably have a look on my face like, oh, really? But that's just me.
Oh, carpet shampooer, huh? That's a good one. This is great.
Anyways, all right, guys. So that's our grievances. That's our good and worst gifts. This is our final podcast of 2015.
What a year.
So,
I thought it surprised you guys.
That's pretty good.
That was good.
So, of course, 2015 was a big year for Go Spurs Go memes. We started our podcast this past summer. This is show 18. We've done it every single week since then. I think there's only 1 week that we missed, and that was because of Buddy getting married. If not, we'd be at show 19.
Thanks, buddy.
Oh, no. We did do a show anyways. We pre-recorded one. So anyways, 18 shows in a row. The Facebook page has completely taken off. We still get tons of likes every single day. Instagram's taking off. Same thing with Twitter. Memes are just popping up everywhere with our little watermark on there that says Go Spurs Go Memes. So it's been a very, very awesome year for us. I'd like to say thank you to my entire cast and crew here in studio. Sean, Jack, Frank, Buddy, Clay, who is also a new member of our cast, was hoping to be here this morning, but he couldn't make it. He will be with us every week, at least doing Spurs in the City. When he can be in studio with us, he will be with us. Lots of big things coming on the horizon. There's a lot of things that we're working on. We're hoping to be doing viewing parties very, very soon, where you'll be able to come and have a beer with us and we'll watch a Spurs game. Some other great contests will be coming along. We have more sponsors coming on board with us. So 2016 is going to be another big year for Go Spurs Go memes. I would also like to give a shout out to our families that allow us to come here and record every single morning, especially my wife Yvonne, who allows us to get together, do this stuff. Frank's wife Angie, who allows him to put all this podcast together for us when he should be doing family time. Angie, Yvonne, we appreciate everything from you. Guys, next week we will have podcast number 19. We'll be live back in the studio. Everyone have a safe and happy New Year's. Don't drink and drive. Have some fun. We will see you guys back in 2016. And as always, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, like us on Twitter. Where else are we? YouTube, subscribe to us. iTunes, subscribe to us there. Leave us a comment.
Get on the internet. Look for us. We'll find you.
And that's one thing too. We would ask for. We're getting lots of feedback, but we love it. So please send us more feedback. Leave us a comment on iTunes if you can subscribe to us on iTunes. Do it. Send us an email if you have any questions, you want us to cover something, or you just have questions for us to begin with. Shoot us an email at gospursgomemes@gmail.com. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for hanging with us. We will see you guys next week. And as always, Go Spurs Go.
Teams.
Check 1 2 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 check.
We only got 20 minutes until the cops show up.
We're at the Daytona Beach of